Hi, everyone. I'm excited to tell you guys a little bit about making your image uploads faster using a little tool I built called Figmage. I'm Ravi, and I'm the founder at Figmage. I'm also a design technologist at Pinterest, and I work on a lot of different projects. Hugo is the tool that powers my web writing. Typically, when I use Hugo, I write posts in Markdown, and I host them on GitHub Pages, and Hugo builds these pages for me, so it makes it really easy to publish them. Hugo powers my personal website and everything that you see here, including the posts about my portfolio, things that are blog posts and tutorials, and Hugo is kind of what's creating all these websites. I also use it to build websites for my startups. This is, for example, the content that I had to write for another project that I was working on and building, and all this content is also generated by Hugo. And you'll notice that my websites use a lot of images, whether it's a portfolio, whether it's a product. There's just a lot of images that have to be built in order for content to come together. For example, this is the portfolio section of my website, and these are tiny little thumbnails that I built. And each of these thumbnails I had designed in Figma meticulously to make sure that I get things right for my website and making sure that things also look really good. And you'll notice that as I have all these images, I have to export each of the images, and eventually in my downloads folder, I just have tens and tens of images, and each of the iterations that I do, sometimes the color is wrong or sometimes the size can be wrong, and I just have so many images. And the problem with images is that images are hard. Images are hard to edit, images are hard to resize, images are just they're just not very fluid in the way that we can kind of integrate them into our writing process or integrate them into our website design process, because images are just one of those things that you have to see to make sure that, hey, does this look right? And I call this image re-upload hell, where you're kind of constantly designing assets and you upload it back into your um, server, and then of course you do the same thing again. You go back to your image and you upload it back again, and this creates this kind of really bad cycle of just images and versioning and getting the sizes right and figuring all this stuff out. And that just creates a lot of noise sometimes, and it can be hard with images, and it's just kind of one of those hidden things that kind of take time, especially when we're designing content or making our websites. So I built this tool called Figmage, which is a Figma plugin. And what it does is it takes your design inside of Figma and it gives you a link to it. So what that means is for all your designs that exist in Figma, you'll get a link just like this, and it'll link out to an image. So that means that no matter how many iterations of your image that you have, what you'll get is the single URL that never changes. So you can kind of keep tweaking your design as much as you want. But once you put a Figmage inside of your blog or inside of wherever it needs to go, you don't have to change that. So you don't have to keep uploading assets anytime again. It's simply just reading from Figmage. So it's best if I show you guys a demo and show you how easy it is to handle image uploads with Figmage. So to get started, I am going to open up Figma, and you're going to notice that, hey, these are those portfolio thumbnails that I had for my personal website. And just to show that this is live, this is my personal website, accessible at heyraviteja.com. So I'm going to go ahead and change this particular thumbnail. I'm going to change the background to red. So I'm going to do that by clicking on this asset. I'm going to click and change my color to red. I'm even going to move this a little bit higher just to show some effect. And you'll notice that I have my Figmage plugin open. It's as easy as clicking on this asset and hitting push changes. And you'll notice that this image, which was purple, on a refresh is now red, and the image has been shifted up. And that's how easy it is to upload things into Figmage. I never had to leave Figma. This is my website in production, and things just update. It's pretty magical because I don't have to worry about versions. What I see in my design is what I get on my page. And so the more closer you align your designs to your pages, then things look exactly as what you'd expect. So that's just a quick overview of how you can use Figmage to handle your image uploads and make things easier. With a simple push, I also fixed that image right back to how it was initially. To get started with Figmage, head over to figmage.com and you can go ahead and download the plugin and give it a try. Thanks for tuning in.